You are listening to PastThink.com audiobook. Please like and subscribe, thank you. Chapter 50. The winged tiger hits by Xiuying with a kang, the handsome Whiskers misses the son of an official. The messenger stated that a few days ago, they had stopped some travelers near a forest, and among them was Inspector Lei Heng of Yunqing County, who was recognized by Zhu Gui, and the latter had got the former to stay at the inn. Song Jiang and Chao Gai were much pleased to hear this, and they went with Wu Yong to receive Inspector Lei Heng, and bring him to the headquarters. Upon meeting, Song Jiang said, "I have been thinking of you very often, and it is with great pleasure that I now meet you here. But what has brought you this way?" Lei Heng after a deep bow said, "I was deputed by our magistrate to go to Dongchong Prefecture, and I am now on my way back. I was however recognized by Zhu Gui when our party was held up by your people." "Heaven fortunately arranged that," said Song Jiang. He then took Lei Heng to headquarters where he was entertained for about 5 days. Chao Gai happened to ask for news about Inspector Zhu Tong, and was informed that he was a head jailer of the prison at Yunqing County. He was held in high esteem by the newly appointed magistrate. Song Jiang gradually brought the conversation round, and suggested that Inspector Lei Heng join them, but the inspector rejected the idea. His mother was very old, and could not stay alone, but when she died he could join them. When at last he left the mountain they gave him many presents. Upon reaching Yunqing County, Inspector Lei Heng duly delivered the dispatches he was carrying, and reported to the magistrate the results of his journey. One day as he was on his way to the yamen he heard someone behind call out, "Inspector, when did you get back?" Upon turning round he recognized an idler named Li II, and replied, "I came back some days ago." "Then you cannot have seen that beautiful girl by Xiuying, who had just arrived here from the eastern capital. She was inquiring for you, but you were away at the time. She sings splendidly, acts well, plays the lute feelingly, and is very popular with all the men. Would you care to see her? She is one of the best sing-song girls." Inspector Lei Heng was off duty at the time, so he agreed to go with Li II. At the door he noticed many announcements in golden characters. He entered, and took the first seat. There was an actress performing on the small stage. Li II disappeared as soon as Lei Heng was seated. When girls' song finished an old man came on the stage holding a fan in his hand, and he spoke, "I am Bai Yuqiao, and I come from the eastern capital. I am getting very old, and have to depend upon my daughter Bai Xiuying for a living." A gong was then sounded, and his daughter came on the stage, and bowed to the audience. She went through a few tricks with a small gong, and then sang the following song. "The young birds chirp, the old ones come. Old goats lean, but kids are fat. In life how hard to get a crumb, let alone a little clothing. In love our men are frolicsome, so different to the mandarin duck." Lei Heng applauded. The girl spoke, "Today you will have noticed a bill at the door announcing that I would sing the gay and amorous song. At Yuzhong City, Su Qing was twice expelled. Her song was received with general applause. She sang some more verses of the above song, and then her father spoke, "Our repertoire is very select, but particularly suited for an intelligent audience like this. Now that the applause is over I will ask my daughter to go round and collect your donations." The girl took up a tray and said, "I begin with the wealthy, and stop with the profitable, past the lucky spots, and go to the prosperous places. I hope you will all give something." "They will all contribute," said her father. She first came to Lei Heng when he felt in all his belts and pockets, but could not find a single cash. He said, "I have forgotten to bring my purse, but I will come again tomorrow and reward you." "If you don't contribute the others will follow your example," said the girl. "You are sitting in the best seat." Lei Heng blushed and said, "When I left home I had no idea of coming here, so I did not carry a purse." The girl laughed, "You came here and listened to my singing, so why did you not bring some money?" "Never mind. I will give you 3 taels of silver tomorrow. Just now I have not a single cash." "As you have no cash today you need not talk about giving silver tomorrow," said Bai Xiuying. It seems as though you were showing me a plum to quench my thirst, and a painted cake to satisfy my hunger. Her father also added, My daughter. Have you no eyes? You ask people without looking whether they are likely to have money. You had better pass him by and ask more generous people for money. Do you wish her to infer that I am ungenerous? Asked Inspector Lei Heng. It would be easier for a dog to grow horns than for you to be generous, said the father, Bai Yuqiao. The audience all laughed at this joke. Inspector Lei Heng was angry and said, You foolish slave. How dare you insult me? To insult a village cowboy is a small matter, replied Bai Yuqiao. A bystander interposed, Don't talk like that. This is Inspector Lei Heng. This is a donkey Dick, replied Bai Yuqiao. Lei Heng could stand no more of this. He jumped onto the stage and gave Bai Yuqiao a blow on the jaw which knocked some teeth out. Many bystanders intervened and prevented further blows and induced Lei Heng to leave. Now the girl had been on intimate terms with the county magistrate when he was previously in the eastern capital. When the daughter saw how badly her father had been mauled, she took a sedan chair at once and went to call on the magistrate. She told him how her father had been treated in the tea house. The magistrate was angry and asked her to write out an accusation at once. This was done. The girl was so determined that she would not leave the magistrate's yamen, but stayed there crying. This prevented Lei Heng's many friends from seeing the magistrate and settling the matter in favor of Lei Heng. Lei Heng was arrested and upon being brought into court was beaten with a bamboo. The magistrate also ordered that he wear a kang and be paraded on the street with it. The girl wished to further display her influence with the magistrate, so she again spoke to him and asked him to order that Inspector Lei Heng be paraded in front of the tea house. The magistrate gave this order. The men in the yamen were all friendly to Lei Heng and would not do him any harm. The girl knew this, so she went into a tea shop just near and called out to his attendant to come inside. She said to him, The magistrate wants to punish Lei Heng, but I know that you are the prisoner's friend and treat him well. I will go to tell the magistrate and see what he will do. Please do not get angry, said the attendant, I will punish him. In that case I will reward you for your service, replied the girl. The attendant went to Lei Heng and told him what the girl had said. Then he began to execute the punishment. There was a big crowd all round looking on, and soon Lei Heng's mother arrived with some food for him. When she saw her son was being abused, she cursed the attendant, You are a friend of my son like all the others in the yamen, but how much money did you get for doing this dirty work? Who will stand for you when it is your turn to be charged? Madam, please listen to me, replied the attendant. The plaintiff insisted upon your son being sent to be bound up here as the orders issued. So what else can I do? If we disobey orders, the plaintiff would complain to the magistrate, and we would be punished. I have no means of saving his face. What right has the plaintiff, said Lei Heng's mother, to ask for details of the punishment to be executed in this way? The attendant whispered to Madame Lei, The plaintiff is very friendly with the magistrate, and a word from her goes a long way. Madame Lei went up to her son and began to untie the fastenings while she was cursing, That girl must be a real slut to use her influence in this way. I will untie these ropes myself, and then see what she will do. The girl Bai Xiuying in the tea shop had heard all this, and she now came out on the street and spoke to Madame Lei. What did the old woman say just now? Madame Lei was annoyed at this, and pointing at the girl she replied, You've been mounted and squeezed by thousands, you'd screw any man, you bitch. How dare you abuse me? The girl raising her eyebrows and staring replied, You old pimp. Beggar woman. How dare you insult me? I have insulted you. Well, what then? You are not the magistrate of this district. The girl, Bai Xiuying, rushed forward and slapped Madame Lei's face. She followed this up with a vigorous assault of slaps and blows. Lei Heng saw all this and could not stand it. He was boiling with rage, and seizing the kang, he broke it in 2 pieces, then seizing it he hit the girl's head with it and broke her skull. She fell down dead, with her brains leaking out and her eyes bulging. The bystanders seized Lei Heng, took him to the yamen, and made a full statement to the magistrate. The magistrate ordered the coroner and the neighborhood chief to take Lei Heng to the spot, inspect the corpse, and make their report. Lei Heng confessed fully and was sent to prison. His mother was released on bail. The jailer was Zhu Tong, the beautiful Whiskers. He gave his friend Lei Heng a good room and supplied food and drink. Zhu Tong thought of finding a means of allowing Lei Heng to escape, but for a day he could not find a plan. He however arranged for a friend to interview the magistrate and explain the case. The magistrate had some esteem for Zhu Tong, but would not listen to any proposal made as he was still angry that his sweetheart had been killed. The girl's father was pressing the magistrate for prompt action and wanted Lei Heng executed at once. After 60 days of detention in the prison, Lei Heng was sent to the prefect at Jizhou for trial. Zhu Tong was placed in charge of the escort. When they had gone about 4 li from Yunqing County, Zhu Tong ordered a halt at an inn by the roadside. While the escort was drinking wine, Zhu Tong took Lei Heng to a quiet spot at the back of the inn. He took off the prisoner's kang and said, "Younger brother, you are free. Go at once and get your mother, and then both of you can escape. I will face the case at the yamen." Lei Heng replied, "I do not object to escape, but it would only get you into trouble." "Younger brother, you do not understand. The magistrate was angry because you killed his sweetheart, and has worded the report so that you will be executed upon your arrival at Jizhou. If I allow you to escape, I shall not be executed for that crime. I have no parents now, or even relatives, and can use whatever money I have for my own case. Go at once and be more careful in the future." Lei Heng argued no more, but escaped. He took his mother and went to Liangshan Marsh. Zhu Tong came inside the inn again and said, "Lei Heng has escaped. What can we do?" "Let us go at once to his home and arrest him, as he is sure to go there," replied the escort. Zhu Tong, however, remained undecided for a long time, and then took the escort back to the yamen. He reported to the magistrate that owing to his own carelessness Lei Heng had escaped, and he held himself responsible for the misfortune. The magistrate was inclined to save Zhu Tong, but Bai Yuqiao would not let the matter drop. So he sent Zhu Tong to Jizhou Prefecture for trial. Zhu Tong sent a man in advance with plenty of money to arrange matters with the officials. After his trial he received 20 blows with the bamboo, and was then sent to the prison at Songzhou, Zhili Province. He was put under the escort of 2 men. Upon arrival at Songzhou, the escort was dismissed and sent back. The prefect liked the appearance of Zhu Tong, and instead of sending him to prison gave him a post as a menial official in his yamen. The minor officials treated Zhu Tong with respect, as they soon saw that he had a very good easy disposition. One day while the prefect was sitting in court listening to a case, he summoned Zhu Tong and asked him, "For what reason did you assist Lei Heng in escaping?" "I had no intention of allowing him to escape," said Zhu Tong, "and he only got away owing to my carelessness." "Then your fault was not very serious," said the prefect. But the plaintiff claimed that I had done it purposely and demanded severe punishment. "Why did Lei Heng kill the Singsong girl?" Zhu Tong then explained all the details of the murder. The prefect considered that under the circumstances, as Lei Heng had acted from strong sense of filial piety, Zhu Tong had done the right thing in allowing the prisoner to escape. Zhu Tong told the prefect that he would not dare to deceive him so as to gain such a good reputation. Just then a son of the prefect about 4 years of age entered the court. The prefect regarded his child as a jewel of the greatest value. The boy approached Zhu Tong and wanted to be lifted up. Zhu Tong took him in his arms. The child stroked Zhu Tong's beard and said, "I like men with beards." The prefect told his son not to annoy Zhu Tong by pulling his beard. "I want him to come and play with me," replied the child. "I will just go and play with him outside, but will soon come back," said Zhu Tong. The prefect agreed to this, and the pair left the court. Zhu bought some sugared fruit in the street for the child, and then returned to the court with the boy still in his arms. "Where did you go, my son?" asked the prefect. "This old beard took me to the street, and bought for me some sugared fruit which I ate," replied the little boy. "Where did you get the money from to buy such sweets?" asked the prefect to Zhu Tong. "Do not mention it," replied Zhu Tong. "It is merely to express my reverence to you." The prefect ordered a servant to bring some wine for Zhu Tong. A woman servant soon brought it in, and offered Zhu Tong 3 large bowls of wine. The prefect asked Zhu Tong to look after the boy and play with him in future. "Your orders shall be closely observed," said Zhu Tong. After this, Zhu Tong was always with the child, playing with him, and always spent sums of money to buy things for him. In another fortnight was the festival of departed spirits, 15th of the 7th month, and many lamps were floated on the rivers for the spirits. A woman servant came to Zhu Tong, and told him that the boy wanted to go in the evening, and see the lamps floating on the river. The prefect's wife had agreed to let him go with Zhu Tong. The boy was dressed in green silk, and wore a cap with imitation beards on each side. Zhu Tong carried him on his shoulder through the Yamen gate to the Dizong temple, where they could get a good view of the river. It was about 9 p.m., and Zhu Tong carried the little boy round the temple to the releasing life pool. 77 The boy leaned on the rail, and enjoyed watching the lamps floating on the water. While there a man pulled at Zhu Tong's sleeve and said, "Elder brother, please come here as I have something to say." Turning, Zhu Tong was surprised to see Lei Heng. He told the boy to sit down at that spot while he went to buy some sugared fruit for him. He must not go away. "Please come back quickly," replied the boy, "because I want to go to the bridge and see the floating lamps there." Zhu Tong agreed, and then went off to Lei Heng. He asked why Lei Heng had come there. Lei Heng drew Zhu Tong to one side, where there was no one about. Then Lei Heng explained that he had taken his mother to Liangshan Marsh, and joined the bandits. But Chao Gai and also Song Jiang were so much indebted to the splendid assistance of Zhu Tong that they had specially instructed Wu Yong to come with Lei Heng, and convey their deep gratitude to him. "Where is Wu Yong now?" asked Zhu Tong. A voice behind him said, "Here I am," and turning he saw Wu Yong. After the usual exchange of salutations, Wu Yong invited Zhu Tong to accompany them to Liangshan Marsh. He urged him to go with them that night. For some time Zhu Tong could think of nothing to say, but at last he replied, "You are wrong. I am afraid that somebody will hear what you say. Lei Heng has committed a murder. I let him escape, and am now in exile here for his sake. After about half a year more I can return home, and see my people again. I cannot join your band. You had better return at once, and not get into trouble by staying about here." "You have a job here," said Lei Heng, "but it is hardly suitable for a hero like you. It is not my idea to take you away, but I come because both Song Jiang and Chao Gai would like very much to see you, and thank you personally for what you have done." "I do not understand you," replied Zhu Tong. "I helped you to escape, and also to take your old mother away. But why do you come today, and endeavor to involve me in some trouble?" "As you do not care to come with us," said Wu Yong, "we shall of course have to return without troubling you any further. Then please convey to our friends at Liangshan Marsh my kind regards," said Zhu Tong. Upon returning to the spot where he had left the small boy, Zhu Tong could not find him anywhere, and became alarmed. Lei Heng, seeing the position, said that his companion had taken the boy, and that Zhu Tong should not worry so much. "But this is a very serious matter for me," replied Zhu Tong. "If the boy has any misfortune, the life of the prefect will be in danger." Lei Heng and Wu Yong got Zhu Tong to go with them outside the town. "Where are your companions who have taken the child away?" asked Zhu Tong. "Just come to our rooms and there we will give you the small boy," replied Lei Heng. "Time is passing quickly," said Zhu Tong, "and I am afraid that the prefect will blame me. Our companions are rather stupid, and will probably have taken the child to our rooms," said Wu Yong. "What is the name of your companion?" asked Zhu Tong, and was informed that he was Li Kuei. At this, Zhu Tong was very much upset and hurried forward. They had gone about a li when they met Li Kuei, and Zhu Tong asked him where the boy was. After saluting, Li Kuei replied that the boy was there, and Zhu Tong wanted to see him at once. Li Kuei said the boy was sleeping in the wood. Zhu Tong went to the place indicated, and there saw the boy lying on the ground. Upon going to pick the boy up, Zhu Tong saw that he was dead, his skull having been cleft in two. At this, Zhu Tong was boiling with rage, and he rushed out of the wood. The three men had disappeared, but looking round, Zhu Tong saw Li Kuei some distance away, and ran after him. On the way, he stripped his clothing ready for a fight. Li Kuei was a fast runner, and Zhu Tong could not overtake him, and was soon out of breath. It was now dark except for the moonlight, and Li Kuei had no difficulty in keeping well in front. Soon they came to a farmhouse, and Li Kuei went inside. Now, thought Zhu Tong, I will capture him, and kill him. Upon entering the farmyard, Zhu Tong noticed many military weapons arranged in front of the main building. He thought this place must belong to some official, so he shouted out, "Is there anybody inside?" In response, a man came out and asked, "Who are you?" "I am Zhu Tong, jailer from the prison at Yunqing County, and I am in pursuit of a criminal who entered this farmyard. He is named Li Kuei, and he has murdered the son of the prefect of Jizhou. Please help me to capture him." The man asked him to wait a little, but Zhu Tong would not do so, and asked for his name. "I am Chai Jin, Small Whirlwind," replied the man. Zhu Tong had heard of his reputation, and after salutations, Squire Chai Jin asked him to go into the house and talk matters over. They entered, and Zhu Tong then asked how such a man as Li Kuei could use that farm as a hiding place. "I welcome all kinds of wanderers here," replied Squire Chai Jin. "As I have a special iron tablet bestowed by the emperor to my ancestor, as a distinction for great merit, no criminal may be arrested at my house. I received a special note from Song Jiang, a friend of ours, asking me to allow Lei Heng, Wu Yong, and Li Kuei to stay at my house for a few days. They were on their way to request you to join them at Liangshan Marsh. As you refused to join them, Li Kuei kidnapped the boy and killed him, so that you could not return to the yamen and face his father." Just then Lei Heng and Wu Yong entered the room, and after saluting Zhu Tong they said, "Please forgive us for the crime committed. We did it only by order of our chief, Song Jiang. If you come with us to Liangshan Marsh, all will be explained to you." "Your asking me to go to Liangshan Marsh was all right," replied Zhu Tong, "but your method of inducing me to go was exceedingly cruel. I will go with you now, but I must first see Li Kuei." Squire Chai Jin agreed to this, and called in Li Kuei to make a full apology to Zhu Tong. When Li Kuei entered, he gave Zhu Tong a kowtow. Zhu Tong was enraged at seeing the man, and rushing forward seized him to kill him on the spot. The other three men, however, intervened and held Zhu Tong. "Before I go with you," said Zhu Tong, "I have something to say. Battle axes break the law. Offspring of the emperor dies." Footnote 77. A pool where fish were to be released, as a symbol of saving life.